Previously on Dumbgeons and Dragons. In the room you're in now, there is a statue in the center of the room of a god named Loth. And in the portal, you see the face of an ebony-skinned, white-haired drow. And he says, "You adventurers have had quite the journey, haven't you? You are the three who I need in order to get the power."
Oh, this fucking guy.
That was in game, right?
And what makes you think we're going to tell you?
Well, you're never going to get out of the dungeon without telling me.
Heard that one before.
I need to know where to get the train. You continue walking down this hallway and it takes you through a winding path. You see a false stone wall. It pulls out and towards the corner, and it reveals an unlocked wooden door.
Good catch.
Too good to be true or too good to pass up? What do you guys think?
Too good to pass up.
Okay.
There is a mosaic of legendary monsters, and a buzzing noise can be heard. Flint, you are swiped at by a dragon-esque looking statue.
Bring it.
And as it punches through the wall crumbles and outpour 4 10-foot wide, hairy, huge spiders. 4 giant wasps, about the size of halflings, zip quickly past your heads.
It's getting a bit crowded in here.
With your leaping jump, crumbles the final gargoyle in the room.
Yeah.
When you hear another buzz, and you see a blue orb, and out steps Tibby.
Tibby!
You guys ready to blow this pop stand or what? And then, as quick as it began, it ends. You look around and you quickly realize that you are no longer in Faerun. We open on a field to the east of Mirabar. It's on a high hill. To the west you see the town of Mirabar, and to the east the wide open plains of Faerun. The static in the air quickly forms. Animals scatter from the area, and this blue orb appears. And you are back in Faerun, outside of Mirabar, not in the dungeon. And you look to Mirabar, and you see plumes of smoke coming up from the city. You are a bit stunned, having just stepped through the portal and experiencing what you have just seen and done. Thia now owns a Book of the Druids, which brings into question some thoughts she had on what it means to be a druid and in control of her powers. Flint, as you step through the portal, you hear the anguished cries of Bort, a dragonborn hunter ranger, screaming at you for having torn him from his land and world.
I did not ask for this. Just a heads up.
But you have it now.
But I mean, if you're gonna blame someone, don't blame the guy that just had it thrust upon him.
Let's just take a minute and you can maybe discuss amongst yourselves in character some of the things you've seen and done. And how you're feeling about now knowing that there are parallel worlds, not just planes as you were used to with the guild, but parallel worlds in other universes.
Thea sits down on the ground and pulls out a joint and just lights up and is like, Jesus. Jesus.
Yeah, guys, this is a lot to take in. I mean, those guys seem great and all, but what the hell is going on? I thought we were dealing with dragons and that was crazy enough for someone who's just a simple person, and now I find out, oh, there's whole other dimensions, there's whole other worlds, there's whole other groups of people that we don't even know about, and now one of them is stuck in Flint.
Yup.
And the animals, man. The animals. Remember that elephant?
Yeah. I don't know. If I was a religious person, I would be having a crisis of faith. Since I'm not, I kind of just want to go, like, hide in the woods. So that's kind of my go-to to feel better. But We got a lot of shit we have to do. We have people counting on us. What's going on over there in Mirabar? The whole town's on fire. Like, what happened since we left the dungeon? How long have we even been gone?
Oh god, that's a good question. I wonder if time works the same.
Exactly.
I look at Flint's face and I throw him a joint. And I say, buddy, you look worse than you did after you got out of the Fist of the Iron Dawn.
This is much needed. For sure.
Flint, do you want to make a constitution check?
Yeah, right. That is a 16.
Bort rolled a 20.
Whoa.
Out of Flint's mouth, which you guys have experienced this before, Bort begins to scream. It's like it kind of fades in. Why did you bring me back? Why'd you bring me here? Where am I?
Thea, like, shuffles back on the ground away from Flint.
He said I wanted to come back. I did not want to come here with you.
I look at Nulara.
But if the choice was that or die, isn't this a better choice?
No, I don't know.
What if we can get you out of his body into a new body somehow?
Do you have that sort of power in this world?
Maybe.
Maybe. We can certainly search.
Flint, you want to make a con check?
That is a 18.
He rolled a 6. Bort is gone and Flint is back.
Flint, where did you go? What'd that feel like? What's going on, buddy? Tell me.
It does not feel good when that happens, I will tell you that much.
So is Flint aware and can hear everything that's happening? Or is it like he has a fugue state and blacks out and finds himself in a completely different location? Like, why am I covered in tattoos?
No, Flint, basically how I'm going to treat it as there are two drivers at the wheel. And when Bort wins the con, he takes control, and he can say and do whatever he wants Flint's body to say and do. They probably not right now, but probably very soon, I'm going to have Flint and Bort have a conversation about what they want. But for the rest of the episode, we're going to say Flint is in control. But Flint, you feel like there's someone always pulling at your mind to try and get control of your body.
Sweet, so I have to, like, concentrate all the time?
Yeah.
Sounds uncomfortable.
This is gonna go great, guys.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't want to take that joint now. Maybe you don't want that. Fuck it, Bort. You just take over. You just take it. Bort, I'm tired.
I need some Flint time, so you just go right ahead.
Should we go down to Mirabar, or should we just go back to Luskin? That's where we were going to take the box, right?
We need to go get your armor.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, right.
I've forgotten all about my armor. I just get a tingly feeling all up and down.
And possibly a new trucker hat for Donnie.
Guys, we have to go back because Primsbane probably has control of the entire Mirabar army by now. Like, we can't just let them run rampant over the whole world.
Thea lays down in the grass. It's like, can't we? Thea's having a crisis of druidness.
Thia,
Yeah.
as you lay down in the grass, you begin to feel a rumble in the ground.
Pardon me.
Not
Sorry.
that kind of rumble.
Oh, okay.
You begin to feel a very even-paced cadence.
Guys, someone's marching.
And as you look to the east over the top of another large hill, you see the remaining soldiers of the Axe of Mirabar marching towards Mirabar.
Ooh.
Oh,
Guys, they haven't made it there yet. Primsbane probably isn't controlling them yet. If we can cut them off,
Yes.
maybe we can work together to stop Primsbane, and then we can try and figure out what to do to get Bort out of Flint, because this is an unmanageable situation.
Oh, it is not working for anybody.
okay.
Thea, are you okay?
Sure, let's go. Yeah.
So that joint kicked in. You're a bit more relaxed.
So Thea does a somersault, just like a little like woo in the grass, and gets up and starts walking toward the army.
Everybody else just is laissez-faire about it, or you guys have a different...
I'm
modus?
ready. I want to cut them off, and if we can get an army on our side fighting this dumb bastard. I'm happy to do it. Let's get some help.
How far out are they?
They're a fair ways out, maybe just under a kilometer, but you're about halfway between them and Mirabar.
Do you guys want to hop on? I know you shouldn't smoke and fly, but...
But Guacamole would be the one flying.
Yeah. Do you guys want to hop on and get there fast?
Let's do it.
Good. I don't want to run.
And
What if Guacamole gets a contact high?
the... Jeez. How big
Oh,
are those?
my joint is done. Like,
All right, perfect.
I pulled that back pretty fast.
This will also give us a chance to observe kind of from a distance or like easily retreatable if they're under Primsbane's control. Hopefully.
Well, yeah, Guacamole has really good sight vision, and we can...
Really good sight vision.
Yeah.
Yeah, sight vision.
Yeah.
Shut up, Russ.
I'm not high right now, actually. But those words just came out of my mouth. Guacamole has really good vision, you bastard. And we can talk to each other telepathically. So I can ask Guacamole if they look like... Because they looked weird, right? They looked undead,
Yes.
right? So, okay, I summon Guacamole. Guac! And my wonderful jade serpentine owl comes forth from the...
Is that what you say when Guacamole comes out?
Yeah, I do now.
Perfect.
Hi, Thia does. Guac! So, yeah, we telepathically communicate. So we hop on, because she's already wearing a saddle, and off we fly.
You fly up, and you're up in the air. You're able to see Mirabar better, and it looks like there are buildings on fire. You can see soldiers of the Axe of Mirabar in the city, and you can see people running from them.
So the soldiers in town are... Oh, but we knew that. The soldiers in town were all overtaken. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and as you fly more towards the army that's coming towards the city, they see you and they stop their position, and you hear them readying their archers as you fly down and near them, and they yell up to you, "If you don't want to be shot from the sky, you should probably come down now."
Do they say that in unison, or does like a dude say that, or do they say it like a bunch of people say it at different times?
A single dude at the front says that.
Can I see how they look from here?
From what you can see, they look to be normal. They are all wearing full armor and with their headgear and stuff, but
Can Guacamole see anything?
you or Guacamole see nothing that appears out of the ordinary with them.
Okay. Guacamole lands like a good, a decent distance away,
Sure.
away, for safety.
And the guy who yelled at you, he looks like he's got much finer plate mail. You could say he's probably the commander or leader of this squad. And he yells out to you and says, "You need to start explaining yourselves. What's going on here? Why is there fire in Mirabar? And what are you doing flying towards us?"
Guys, he seems like he doesn't know anything about what's going on. This is perfect.
What's going on?
What's your name, sir?
I'm Commander Hammerstriker, and I am the commander of the Axe of Mirabar.
Okay, Hammy, listen up.
You want to make a history check first?
Are we all making history?
Everybody can.
History.
16.
19.
Ooh. 16, only because I rolled a 10. That could have been real good, though.
You all know that the Axe of Mirabar is commanded by Commander Torgar Hammerstriker, and he has been the commander of the militia and the army in Mirabar for close to 300 years now. So that, to you, checks out.
Hammy, my man. Ham the man. Ham the man.
Who are you?
I'm Thia Anastasia, and these are my compadres.
What's your group name? I'm funny.
None of your fucking business. That's our group name.
Oh, let's just dial it down a notch there.
You see some of the soldiers get a little more agitated.
I'm sorry. Someone else start talking.
Flint, I elbow Flint. Like, go talk to him. You've got your charm belt.
all right.
Dwarves love to other dwarves.
It's all the dwarf love.
I put my axe away and I walk up and I say, Torgar Hammer Striker, you've come just in time. There are some serious problems going on in Mirabar.
Well, I see that, but what is happening? Sorry, who are you?
My apologies. I'm Flint Firebeard. I used to be with the Fist of the Iron Dawn.
Okay. What do you know? What's happening?
Well, we arrived in town a few days ago, and turns out my old company was here on some unsavory business, which is part of why I left their ranks.
Seems like it checks out.
A bit of a plot has unfolded since then. There's an elf wizard that seems to have cast a charm on the rest of the acts of Mirabar here in town that has corrupted them, and they're all in his control. And who knows what they're doing, because now we see that the city's on fire.
Did it just start getting on fire? Or how?
I don't know. We were transported to... It's a long story. I don't know. We just got back from where we were, and we saw the town burning.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. We have half of our army here. There were 500 soldiers left in the city, and 500 were scheduled to return before we got back. So that's... If he has charmed them all... That's 1,000 soldiers that he has under his control. Do you know anything about the charm?
Yes! Take off all your clothes.
I beg your pardon? Who is this? He's asking you, Flint.
This is Thia Amastasia. She's a druid, and I've been traveling with her for the last few months.
Great.
He's charmed the armor.
Charmed the armor. Okay.
Yes, because we met another person from the Acts of Mirabar who was named... Anyone?
Do you know a dwarf named Ostrich Battlehammer?
He's a close friend, yes.
We met him. He was uncharmed because he was off duty, not wearing his armor, and he appears to be one of the only soldiers not affected by this charm, and their minds appear to be gone. I'm sorry. I know these are your soldiers, but they are overtaken by this elf, and he is controlling their words and their actions.
Do you know if this is a reversible charm?
We tried removing the armor, and it had no effect. We don't know if there's a magical cure, but just removing the armor didn't do anything.
So if we go in under this with our armor on, we are at risk, as you understand, to become charmed as well.
Perhaps.
Not so crazy now, am I?
Perhaps. It could have been a one-time cast of a spell that he did, but we're not exactly sure, so it could be anything at this point.
He may have set up some sort of mist tent, because it was hot, and they all walked through it wearing their armor.
Sure, yeah, I get it.
Anything's possible.
Yeah. Okay, how did you... Okay, you... Portal. Okay, you don't know how you got out. Okay. Well, this is tough. There is a sewer entrance into Mirabar. I don't want to take all of my soldiers beyond this point, really, in case whatever's happening turns them. But I could come with you and try and get in without my armor, obviously, and see if we can't figure things out, and then hopefully drop whatever charm, or figure out if we can't all come in to help clear the city.
We released Ostrich. We were all trapped in the dungeon together, so it's possible he escaped and we could find him, and maybe he has learned more in our absence. Or, he could now be possessed or dead, but you say he is a good friend of yours.
Yes.
If you know where he may be, that might be a good starting destination for us. He's the only one we saw that wasn't under this spell.
Well, I mean, I know a couple places we could probably look for him. Hopefully the entire place hasn't been completely overrun, but we need to get in there somehow. So let's
Get my armor.
and get your armor.
Or, save the town, but either one.
How
do
can
have
I
some
save
armor
the town
being
without
made.
my armor?
Okay. Maybe that's a good place to go, because if I can't get in with my armor, maybe there is another armor that I can be outfit with. But yes, let's go do that. He begins to take off his armor and give his next in command orders to hold their position until they hear otherwise or see a signal that is safe to enter the city.
I would like to roll a perception check to see what Thia's reaction to him taking his armor off is.
What's Thia's reaction to him taking his armor off?
She sings inappropriately, bow, chicka, bow, bow.
And he says, all right, guys, let's go in through the sewers. And he leads you to the south of the city where the river is. And there you find an entrance to some sewer tunnels.
Gross. I mean, yay!
You enter into these sewer tunnels, and Flint and Hammerstriker, they are able to walk through quite well. But Thia and Nulara, you got to duck a little bit.
I complain about it.
Well, you're quite tall, aren't you, Thia?
I'm almost 6 feet tall.
That is quite tall.
And he says to you, he's like, so where are you getting this armor from?
The guy in the shopping district?
This is the day they realize they need to ask names and locations.
He has an underground entrance as well.
No, the entire city of Mirabar has an underground entrance, but there are 2 blacksmiths of decent quality, because this sewer will tie into those tunnels, and we can probably go check them out.
Well, this blacksmith had a bunch of kids, if that helps you out.
Oh, Patrick! Then we'll go see him.
Yeah.
So you travel through the sewers, and you don't see or hear, well, you hear some ruckus above from the streets above, but you come to a side tunnel that eventually connects into the underground Mirabar tunnel network that you had been in previously when escaping the dragon. It takes a little while, but you get to the same blacksmith entrance that you were at before. Hammerstriker goes up and kind of peeks through the door. He kind of gives you the wait a second hand signal, and he sneaks in. You hear some shuffling about, and then he comes back and waves you up. And you walk into the blacksmith, and it looks like it's been turned over. Like everything is knocked off the walls.
No.
And...
No!
Thank you for reacting appropriately.
Sorry, everyone else got to do it, so I wanted to get in on it.
Well, he was real nice, and I just feel bad. Made it through the dragon attack, and now this dumb soldier has probably attacked him under the spell of this Primsbane bastard.
I start sifting through the remaining things, trying to find maybe the armor, because I asked them for it to be fancy. And
are you trying to be quiet when you do this, or are you just kind of milling stuff about?
No, I'm trying. Well, first I'm just looking around, but if I do move anything, I would like to be quiet about it. Should I make a stealth check?
How about first we say, "Hail, Patrick," rather than just walking in and digging through the piles of rubble.
Thia's high. Thia don't care.
Oh, you're right.
Thia don't care.
Thea goes in and starts just rummaging through things.
I got a 19.
Very quietly, she starts rummaging through things because
indeed.
you got a good stealth check there. But Nulara, you do yell out, and you hear from a side room, you hear kind of a stir and like a picking up of a sword and shield. And you hear, Who's there?
Patty!
Oh, it's you. Did you bring the army too? You brought the dragon. Did you bring the army? And he kind of slowly walks out of this back room. Looks like he's been in a bit of a battle, but he looks okay. Just looks like he's been roughed up a little bit.
Do he and Hammerstriker embrace or anything? They know each other?
Do they kiss on the mouth?
Hammerstriker
Do they kiss on the mouth?
Was clearing another room, but he walks in at the same time, and they don't kiss on the mouth. They acknowledge each other, and kind of Hammerstriker asks him if he's okay, and then Patrick says, "Well, the Axe of Mirabar came in here and
just started looting and tearing stuff off the walls, and I didn't know what was going on. I fled through the tunnels, but managed to sneak my way back in after they had left. What's going on? But you guys, you three, there's bad news bears about you. Every time I see you, something bad's going on.
Well, you're not wrong, but we don't cause it. We try our best to help.
And that's not really true. The second time you saw us, it was a quiet afternoon when we came to order armor.
Yeah, so what, 2 out of 3 times it's been a total shit show? It's not so bad. It's pretty bad.
Speaking of which, did anyone steal my armor?
Surprisingly, no. But the price has gone up.
But it was free, and then I also paid you for it, so...
Yep, the price has gone up.
All right, Hammy, you know what to do. Okay.
I fucking love Thea. It's so great. You got this, right?
You got this. I'm like making like not clear like gestures, like.
He looks at you like, what are you talking about? And he looks at Patrick. He's like, Patrick, we need some armor. I am not wearing my armor because apparently these folks say that there's a charm on the Axe of Mirabar armor, which has turned them into something that's not normal. And I mean, you made a deal with her. You should probably just give her, even if she's paid you. Patrick says,
Fine. I'll give you the armor.
Thanks, Patty. You're the best.
And he says,
And I should have something in your size there, Torgar.
so he goes into the back and brings out armor for Torgar and for you.
How pretty is it?
It is very pretty. It is very shiny. It is plate armor. You lift it and it is light as a feather.
I give him 30 gold pieces just because I'm so happy.
Why do you gotta... whatever.
He takes the 30 gold.
You are hilarious with the money. I
A
trick him
walking
into giving it to
contradiction.
me, but then I pay him anyway.
Yeah.
Amazing.
This is how I do it.
He hands the armor to Torgar, and you both now have armor.
I put mine on and I go to Nulara and I go, zip me up?
I zip her up.
Sure, it's a zipper. Why not?
I was just being funny, like how girls put on dresses and then they have to ask someone to zip them up.
It's a zipper.
Okay.
Yep.
The
The only zipper in Faerun. You've got it.
That would be
This is amazing.
amazing. You
That
know
would
how
be amazing.
complicated it is to put on armor? You need a page to like put it on you and tie it up piece by piece. It's exhausting. Zip
I know.
zip. This is amazing. That was worth the 30 extra gold you just gave him.
Certainly was. What's my armor class now?
You have a 16 armor class.
Hoping for 18, but okay.
What kind of armor do you think is going to give you a
I don't
plus
even have
6?
18.
I was gonna say I don't have 18. Damn, badass.
I'm wearing like badass scale mail and I don't even have 18.
Your armor class without armor is 11, so you have plus 5 armor.
Damn. That's
Nice! Okay, I didn't know.
Amazing.
I just feel like I get hit a lot. That's all.
Well, you do, because you put yourself in the middle of gargoyles.
Well,
You do
that room
kind
was
of jump
small.
right in, yeah.
That room was small.
Yeah, we were all in the middle of some stuff in that.
That room
dungeon.
was
It
tiny.
was, yeah.
Okay.
You are a squishy druid. Just keep that in mind. But now you're a little less squishy. So, so you guys are all armored up.
Patrick, can you tell us anything about the soldiers? Did you make their armor? Did you notice anything different about it? We're trying to figure out how to fight these guys or how to stop the charm that Prisbane has on them.
There's me and another blacksmith in town that have been making the armor, and they do use a rare metal alloy that we've been developing. It's not used for any other type of armor. That's the only real difference.
What's the metal called?
Well, we've been working with Clan Ironstar to use their dark steel alloy and combine that with mithril armor, a dark mithril alloy, if you will. And no one else in town is allowed to use it. It's specifically for the Axe of Mirabar, but, you know, seems kind of big now, but really that's the only difference, though.
I bet that has something to do with the spell.
It'd be an easy way to target it, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm. Do I know any, like, out of character, do I know of this spell? Is there any way that I can...
You know that there are...
Did I ask this already? Now I feel like I may have asked already, and you said
well,
I
you
know
can-
that there
you
are
can-
control spells.
In character, you know that there are spells that can control minds, usually done by necromantic wizards. However, you know those spells have limitations. You know usually if they're going to do that, there's a set number of targets that they are able to control while maintaining concentration. But what you've seen is likely he has control of 1,000 soldiers, which is far outside the realm of what you know could be possible by a spell of that sort.
I imagine him sitting in a room somewhere with a look of like consternation, just the constant focus of trying to keep track of 1,000 different people.
But you know that there likely could be something else at play along with some sort of control spell.
Well, I want to hit things, you guys. I want things to hit me. I want to test this metal. Where to?
Should we try to find the other dwarf, or should we try, like, do you want to just, like, go find Primsbane? I feel bad, actually. Maybe you guys can just remind me. When we fought the dwarves in the dungeon, like, did they ever come back to themselves? Like, do we have to kill all of them, or can we break the spell?
We tried taking off the armor, because that was the only thing that we could think to really do, and we're not, like, super magical, so there might be a magic fix, but taking off the armor didn't help.
No, and their faces were blue with, like, black veins.
Right.
And stuff like that, so...
I guess, like, my inclination would be to go to the source and see if that, like, if we kill Primsbane, if they become uncharmed rather than just, like, fighting and killing a bunch of people. Like, it's not their fault.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
They're
for
being
sure we should
controlled.
try to take out Primsbane.
Yes.
Okay. Hammer Striker.
Yeah.
Where do you think Primsbane is? He's the one we need to find. We need to kill him and see if we can save these soldiers.
The most fortified location in the city is likely where you were when you were in the brig. That building has the most fortified position. It's the hardest to get into. There's only two entrances, the front, and there's one getaway exit out the rear, which exits into the tunnels. So we do have a way in through the underground system. My guess is if he's in town and doing this, that's where he would be.
Back to the dungeon.
I guess we don't know if he's in town, but, like,
Yeah.
what else? Like, it's a good starting spot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Should we try to find Ostrich?
On the way. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Keep an eye out.
Hammer Striker, is there a way, you said you thought you might know where Ostrich was. We could use more help. Can we swing by, pick him up on our way to go kill the Dark Elf?
Well, we can. There are a couple safe houses that we could get to that aren't on site, so we could go try and swing by there and see if maybe he's holed up.
Let's do that.
You guys head back down. Patrick stays behind. He's not coming with you, but you four head down into the tunnels, and it takes you a little while. You don't run into anybody before you make it to an exit from the tunnels, which brings you out into a street, which Hammer Striker says, okay, the safe house is just across the street here. He looks out into the road. There appears to be some guards down at the end of the way. So we just have to make it across the street, down a couple doors, and get into the house without them seeing us.
Nulara, you know what to do.
Oh, yeah. I'll cast Pass Without a Trace, and we'll be real sneaky.
Hello! Hello, welcome back. It's been too long, and I've missed you so much. It's me, your Dungeon Master, Russ Moore. Thank you for listening to episode 15 of Dumbgeons and Dragons, this one titled A Stutter in Time. This episode is dealing with the portal jump that Flint, Thia, and Nulara made to Enin, the world of Bros and Dragons. If you missed that episode, it's their episode 32, so you should head over to iTunes, check them out, Bros and Dragons, and specifically episode 32, to hear some of that crazy stuff that went down and what we're dealing with now. I mean, Thia and Nulara seem pretty shaken up, don't they? And Flint has another person or spirit or something speaking through him. Crazy! So you should go check that out. We're really happy that you're continuing this journey with us. Some of you might be new. Welcome. We've seen great growth in downloads of the show and growth on Facebook and Twitter over the last little while, and I just want to say thank you. Now that you're here with us, we hope that you can help be a part of the show's growth. You're listening and you're commenting, and that's fantastic. It really is. If you're able to, though, please tell one, some, or maybe all of your friends. If we're lucky enough, that is. It costs nothing to tell someone. Tell a friend, a family member, a coworker, or your next blind date, perhaps. Unless they don't know you're already into D&D. Maybe don't lead with it, but, if it comes up naturally, can't hurt, right? We don't pay to advertise, so the only way new people can find out about it is if you go and you tell them that you like it and where to find us. The more people we can get on board with your help, the better and bigger we can get this thing. And speaking of bigger and better, I mentioned a while ago that we are planning some new content ideas a while back, and we are inching closer to finalizing those, and as well how best to get them to you. So just know that our brains are working overdrive over here to give you more of what you love. Some ways you can let us know that you're liking what we're doing. If you're listening on one of those iDevices, please take the time to leave us a rating and review. We'd like a 5-star if we deserve it. Only if we deserve it, though. It may or may not help people find us. There's conflicting articles out there. But if they do find us and see your glowing recommendation, how could they not subscribe? If you listen on some other podcast app, which we should be on most, if not all of the major ones by now, I know I just submitted to Acast because someone had mentioned to me a while ago that we weren't available on that platform, so we're up there now. If there is a way to leave feedback or review on the one that you listen to, it would be greatly appreciated. You can also jump on over to Twitter and follow us at DumbDragonCast, where we'd love for you to join us and hear about all the latest episodes, chat about them, and also some other fun RPG and game-related news going on up there. On Facebook, we're at facebook.com/dumbdragonpodcast. And you can also send us an email to dumbdragonpodcast@gmail.com. There you can send us your thoughts and suggestions for the show. That's all I've got. The next part in our adventure will be available June 28th. I know, so far away. It'll go quick, though, don't worry, with episode 16. Let's get back out there and see if we can't start cleaning up this quest log, though. Talk to you next time.
Lasts up to 1 hour.
Must stay within 30 feet.
Yeah, we've got to stay within 30 feet, and we just get a +10 to stealth checks. And we leave no trace, also. Hence,
Yeah, you leave no footprints and stuff, yeah. You cast Pass Without a Trace, and you feel the magical wave wash over you, and it appears to have succeeded. So as you head out into the street, make a stealth check, everybody, with a +10 bonus.
Ooh, it's a good thing it's a +10.
Plus your stealth.
24.
Nice. 20?
18.
Hammer Striker got 14, but that's still good enough to make it to the safe house across the street, and you get in. And as you get in and shut the door, you are unnoticed. You go into the safe house, and it looks like it has been turned over as well. Hammer Striker calls out and says, "Ostrich, are you here?" And you wait a second, and there's no call back.
Well, shit.
So there was several safe houses, right? Yeah.
Okay, well, we're invisible for an hour. We can traipse all over this goddamn town if you want.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Says maybe we can look around here and just see if there's anything left behind.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I go upstairs. Is there an upstairs? I don't know.
It's a single floor.
Okay, I go into the next room.
It's a rancher.
Look around.
They don't do well with stairs.
You just want to do investigation checks?
Yes, I do.
Yep.
Fuck my rolls. 5.
16.
12.
Takes about 5 minutes, and Hammer Striker calls you as you're each searching rooms and says that he found a small stone soldier that he knows that Osric owns. And he says he found that tucked behind one of the cabinets. So he feels that he has been here and he might be at one of the other locations.
Okay.
Great, let's go. Sneakily.
As you head back out into the street, do you guys want to take the tunnels or do you want to just take the street?
I guess whatever's faster. Like, the spell lasts for a while, so...
Sure.
As far as we know, no one is looking for us.
Yep.
So I guess the most direct way we can get there.
Hammer Striker says, well, we can head through the streets. That'd probably be the quickest way. It's a little twisty down underneath, but we're, more than likely to pass by a few guard posts. But yeah, we can head through the streets. It'd take us about 10 minutes to get there. They're on the far side of town there. So you guys head out and you're walking through the streets. And you...
Has anyone else noticed that Russ is really making mentions of how much time things take?
I did also notice that.
It's important to know.
Totally.
I'm so torn. Like, I want it to be other bad guys, not soldiers. Like, this is their commander, and he's going to have to fight them. There are a lot of moral implications that I'm not that comfortable with.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
So you head out into the street, and you take a turn away from the first guards that you saw. You walk out into a main road area, and you're sticking kind of to the side, but you see a group of 10 soldiers marching up. Make a stealth check.
24.
Still plus 10?
Yeah.
Sweet. 29.
17.
Hammer Striker got 16. So you guys make it by. Hammer Striker trips as he's walking by. And all of the soldiers turn their heads to look, but they just keep walking. So you make it by them, and you make it to the second safe house without alerting anybody. He leads you in there, and it looks very similar. So he calls out, and he says, Osric! And you don't hear anything back. You want to make investigation checks?
18.
19.
5.
It's all right. Hammer Striker got 4. Thia... You are searching rooms, and this safe house is bigger than 30 feet. So you guys are extending beyond the range of the spell. But you step into one of the rooms and just kind of pass through where the range of this spell is. And you hear a startled yell. And as you become visible to Osric, he swings down at you with his axe. Make a dex saving throw.
16.
He misses you and looks at you and says,
Where have you guys been?
Around. Jesus. Hey guys, he's in here.
Wait, we were around Jesus?
Well, some of those
maybe.
Dragonborn had long hair.
Alright, yeah, fair enough.
I don't know.
Okay, we join them.
And then do we all disappear again?
Wait.
that's what I'm trying to figure
No,
out.
Nulara, you stay by the front door. We'll be...
Well, she can
it's
select
concentration,
him.
right? So I
Oh,
can
right.
choose for us to not be invisible. But before I do that, does he look okay? Is he him?
He looks to be him. Yeah, he doesn't look like he's taken over. It looks like he's been in more battle than when you last saw him, which looks like he had been interrogated with force.
Because I got some questions.
Yeah, for sure.
How long have we been gone?
You guys have been gone for 3 weeks.
What?
What?
That was unexpected.
Yeah.
Okay.
And what? I mean, I think we can surmise, but what has happened since we left? The armies just run rampant, destroying the town?
Well, you guys disappeared.
Yep.
And Leonin and I, we didn't know where you went. Or what happened, obviously. So we tried to escape and were confronted. I managed to make it out, but Leonin was taken prisoner again, and I haven't seen him since then. I managed to make it to one of the safe houses, and it was ambushed. All of them were. I fought my way out, went into the tunnels, and hid for quite a while, and I've been hopping between them ever since. Leaving clues, hoping someone would come back from the other troops unaffected, but after you guys left, 500 more of the soldiers came back, and literally, when they hit the city limits, they turned into the same monster, zombied not themselves?
Well,
Fascinating.
we know that it's the armor now, at least, because this fine gentleman right here is not wearing the armor. That was, the...
You know.
You know.
Hammer Striker says she's apparently been smoking, and I don't really care for her.
Listen, if you were in an alternate dimension that you didn't even know existed and where one day was actually 3 weeks back home, good sir, you would need a little something too.
Yeah, he looks at you like you smoked way too much.
And off in the background, I just make that crazy person finger around the head in a circle kind of motion.
God.
Little
Such
did you
a
know,
dick.
Flint's doing it for himself because he's got
100%.
a screaming
yeah.
dragonborn in his head still.
Oh yeah, it's not great in my head right now.
Hammer Striker and Osric are discussing what the situation is, and Osric has come to the conclusion that he believes that Primsbane is also in the town hall area where the brig is, but it is overrun with these soldiers. The only quick way in would be the tunnels, but he feels that that's going to be fairly heavily guarded as well.
Is there a way that we can get a message out to the 1,000 troops that are outside of Mirabar right now?
I don't know, we'd have to find a way to give them a signal. What did you want to tell them?
Find different armor. Come back. Save the city.
I still think we're better sorted to do like a small mission where we take out the leader and see if it fixes everything.
I suppose so.
Yeah, because again, we don't want the soldiers to have to. I mean, if that's what it comes to,
Right.
that's what it comes to. But they're not going to be real keen to come and fight their compadres.
Could we at least send a message saying something like, "It is the armor. Under no circumstance should you come near the city with your armor on." Because the last
Well,
thing
they know not to come unless they're signaled. So I think if we don't signal them at all, that would be the better solution.
Okay, I'm just trying to be proactive. Well, let's go and kill some dark
Yeah,
elf.
it sounds like a couple of bad options. So, what do you guys recommend? This is your town. You know the lay of the land way better than we do. Are the tunnels the better option? What do you suggest? Because we have to take this guy out.
Osric says,
The tunnel, as guarded as it may be, there are 500 soldiers standing outside their front door. I think the tunnel is going to be the easiest way in. That said, there will still be some hard fighting to get in there, though, I think. Once we are in, we may be able to bar the bulk of their soldiers from getting in, if we are able to get past some of their defenses.
Tunnels it is.
Let's do it.
as you turn to leave, Nulara, you hear, well, all of you hear, but the source is coming from Nulara. You hear a static charge, like a electric shock, lightning. Not that you're shocked, but that kind of sound. And you hear a voice crackling in. The sound is coming from your arrow quiver. And you hear the voice of what you think is Salazar. And it's coming in through static, and he says,
Tibby, where are you? Where did you guys go? We just got your signal back. Ah, you stupid mech.